remember my first experience voting, but what stands out more to me is a story from longer ago when I was maybe 5 and my parents took me out to vote with them, driving through the country roads to our small polling station, which funnily enough was a pole barn. And opening those doors and seeing the ladies of our town with baked goods across the table, welcoming everyone and neighbors coming together. That's my first memory of voting, and just seeing such a big community support and seeing everyone together for this one unified purpose was really impactful for me.
I remember when I first voted, me and my friends drove to the polls standing in line, and when I got my ballot I was super nervous. But after I filled it out and put it in the ballot box, seeing the numbers rise up as I put my ballot in, it felt so great to know that I was contributing to our democracy.
To many of my students, voting for the first time is a major milestone. It's something that they remember because it's the first time, perhaps, that they felt like they had a real say in government.
When I was young in my 20s, I don't remember voting. I don't know when I started voting. But I also don't know when I started saving for retirement. But eventually, in my late 20s, I had moved, and I realized that if I was going to continue to move around the country, I'd better start saving. And so that's made a big difference. And it's the same thing with voting. Please vote, because what you're doing now makes a difference for what happens to you in the future.
So when I vote, I want to honor my ancestors, those that died for the right to vote and those that passed before they had the opportunity to vote. It's important to me.
I think about my great-grandfather. He was a Scottish immigrant. He came in 1852. He was 9 years old. In April of 1861, when President Lincoln, after the attack on Sumter, issued the order for 75,000 volunteers. My great-grandfather was 18 years old, a coal miner in Pennsylvania, and he volunteered in May. He fought the entire Civil War. He fought at Gettysburg. He fought at Antietam. He fought at Miller's Creek. He was wounded, shot in the chest at Antietam. And if I would dishonor him by not voting, it would be terrible. I vote for his memory.
Voting is important because there's issues on the ballot that affect all of us. I'm very much concerned these days about the natural world, resources that will be available to my children and my grandchildren. I hear people my age saying, well, I won't be around. Well, is that fair? Is that thoughtful? Is that the voice of people of integrity? Will my children have access to clean water? Will they have access to forests that will help renew their spirits? Rivers that carry fish and wildlife? How important it is to choose those issues that will affect the health and well-being of the next generation.
I think the environment is a very prevalent issue today to be voting on, because this does not affect one group of people. This affects everybody. This is a world issue. So arguably, it's one of the most important things that we can be voting on.
I think there's a lot of historical engagement on my campus with voting because students are passionate about a lot of the issues currently. I think young people in general are realizing the importance of voting, and there have been a lot of decisions made recently in recent years that have made it very clear that you need to use your voice to make an impact. We can't rely on the individuals making the decisions, and so I think students realize that, and they realize the importance of voting.
Yeah, what would I tell the young voters about voting? I would say it's your right? So you definitely want to make sure you do it, but also I would say voting is your power, right? Like voting is also another part of you being able to have a voice. And so not only should you vote, but you should also vocalize why you're voting, who you're voting for, what's important to you, and stand on it.
For people who don't think that their vote counts, I think it's important that they for sure don't have a chance if you don't say anything. If you want to be part of the solution, you for sure have to participate. You can't really complain if you're not willing to do anything about it. Accessibility is an issue for me, making sure that I'm able to get where I need to go with the least amount of struggle.
I think what influences me the most for wanting to vote in the future is just knowing that I have so many issues that I care about, and as well as like that my family and friends care about, and wanting action to happen with those, whether that's, you know, helping the homeless or just having a more sustainable environment or affordable health care. I just want people in the leader roles to act on that.
My advice for older people would be to listen to the younger people, listen to what they're thinking, listen to why they're thinking. You have to try to put yourself in a young person's shoes, and what issues plague their daily lives could be completely different from the issues that plague your daily life.
The issues that are important to me as an educator, of course, education, thinking about the students and community that I serve, that's at the forefront of voting for me, and making sure that everyone has access to education.
I'm a basketball coach, and I still recall my former players talking to them years ago about being a part of our democracy. And to this day, I still send reminders to them when elections are coming close, and to be a part of the democratic process.
Your voice matters. Go vote. You gotta get out there and vote.
Everyone vote. Are you ready?
Everyone vote. Are you ready?
Everyone vote. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Everyone vote. Are you ready?